Jolly good show, Major.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
What's going on, TTC? New Rob report. Man, there's something I just have to get off my chest because it is driving me up the wall. That wall right there is driving me up that wall. That's a door, but there's a wall next to it. It's ridiculous. It's completely and totally ridiculous. As we all saw, we all know, because the game was on national TV, minus a couple small regions of the country. Seattle beat Denver in overtime, 26-20. Seattle handled Denver and the Sheriff all game long until late in the game. They rallied back, tied the game, went into overtime, and then Seattle got the ball and scored. Peyton Manning went on the podium and cried like a bitch. Now, it's not too often that players, because I don't know these dudes, all right? I don't know. All I know them for is what number they wear, what position they play, and how good they are, whatever. I know them for their football skills and shit. That's all. I don't know these dudes. So I don't really take it to this level very often. Very rarely do I lose respect for a player. I've lost total respect for Peyton Manning. Maybe not total respect, but most respect for Peyton Manning in the aftermath of this game. And all of his loyal constituents, or dick riders, however you want to call them, are right on board with this. That the only reason Seattle won is because of the coin toss. The NFL rule, the overtime rule is so terrible. And this and that and the third about, Peyton Manning was able to battle back. He should have got a chance to play. What in the actual fuck is everybody talking about? Like, we're not all aware that not that long ago, a team would win the coin toss, go right down the field, and be at the 30-yard line and kick a field goal and win. The 30-yard line. And win the game. The NFL and the players agreed on a new rule for overtime. Because it wasn't fair. Because it wasn't fair. And even then, it was the same thing. Football is a team sport. Just the offense doesn't win the game. Just the defense doesn't win the game. Just the special teams doesn't win the game. Just the quarterback doesn't win the game. Just the receiver, just the running back, just the cornerback, just the safety, just the defensive end. Nobody wins the game by themselves. It's a team game. Peyton Manning, I'm so sad about Stephen A. Smith because I generally agree with Stephen A. Smith on almost everything he says. I'm a Stephen A. Smith apologist. I agree with him more often than not. Stephen A., I'm very disappointed to learn that you're on board with this. They changed the rule to if you kick a field goal, the other team gets a shot. This ain't college. All right, these aren't kids. These are professional sports players, okay? If you hold them to a field goal, you get a shot. If your defense can't make a stand on the single most important drive of the game and keep a team out of the end zone, why do you deserve to win? Why do you deserve to win? Now, if Peyton Manning wants to go out there on defense, okay, why don't he do that? If you want to see if he wants a chance to get on the field. Peyton, if he wants so bad to get on the field, why don't he go out and play defensive back? The notion that it's so terrible and so tragic because Peyton Manning is the single greatest quarterback ever, a surefire Hall of Fame inductee, and he quarterbacked the Broncos to the best offense in NFL history last season, and yada yada yada. Who gives a fuck? Why does that make it unfair that he didn't get a chance to play? It's a team sport. The coin toss means the same exact thing in overtime as it does in the beginning of the game. So why is it so unfair in overtime for the team that wins the coin toss and win? Why is it so unfair? Somebody tell me why that's so unfair. Please comment below and tell me why it's so unfair. Let's just say that in any given game, okay, there's 15 minutes in a quarter, there's 4 quarters, 60 minutes of football is played. Let's just say that every single time a team gets the ball, they score. So kickoff, drive, score, kickoff, drive, score, kickoff, drive, score. Let's just say two teams play each other, and every single time they get the ball, they score. At the end of the game, are we going to talk about how it's not fair for the team that ended up winning to win because they won the coin toss? Or the team that didn't win the coin toss didn't get another opportunity because they didn't win the coin toss? This is so retarded. All Denver had to do was keep us out of the end zone. Tell me what they say that the game was won by luck. It's a tragedy that such a good game with that was quarterbacked by the greatest quarterback ever came back and would have been a great comeback victory for Peyton and would have had another notch on his belt, another thing to put on his resume, yada yada yada, to his legacy. What the fuck ever. It's a tragedy that the game had to be decided by luck. Tell me what is lucky about getting the ball 1st and 10 on your own 20-yard line and driving methodically down the field 80 yards and putting the ball in the end zone in 13 plays. What does that have to do with luck? The defense had 13 opportunities to stop Russell Wilson, 13 opportunities to stop Marshawn Lynch, 13 opportunities to do whatever they had to do to keep us out of the end zone, and they failed. The defense failed the one time it meant the very most. The defense failed. They failed. Why do you deserve to win if you fail? It's a team sport. The Denver Broncos defense is part of the Denver Broncos team. The Denver Broncos failed. Now, why Peyton Manning thinks he's going to get away with, well, I guess he is getting away with it because people are on board with him. But why does he get to go out there and blame the coin toss? Why isn't Peyton Manning blaming his pedestrian performance in the first half? What do you have, 82 yards, no touchdowns? Why isn't he blaming the late interception he threw to Cam Chancellor when they had a chance to go to bring it closer at that point? Why isn't he blaming that? Why isn't he blaming the defense who allowed us to drive right down the field in overtime to win the game? No, he wants to blame the coin toss. And these idiots want to sign off on it? It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. If the game was still where you could just kick a field goal and end it, I would have a shred more of understanding for it. But just a shred, because we all know the rules. Peyton's been in the league for 15 fucking years. Why does he act like this is some brand new shit? He knew better. Try not going down 17-3 and try not starting to play football, before the third quarter. If you want to fucking win a game, Peyton. I am appalled at this whole thing. I am surprised that this is coming from Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning. I am completely taken aback by Peyton Manning's stance on this. And he should be embarrassed. Peyton Manning should be embarrassed. And if he's not, I'm embarrassed for him. He's a veteran of this league. He was there when the rule was the other way, and he's here now when the rule with the rule being changed. This ain't nothing brand new to him. I'm sure it's not his first overtime game. I know this for a fact. If Peyton Manning had come back from 17-3, tied the game at 20, went out there, called tails again, and fucking won the toss, and went down that field and scored, he wouldn't have nan problem with it. He would have deserved to win because he brought the team back from a 14-point deficit. That doesn't make you any more deserving of a win just because you came back. You went down in the first place. If you want to win a game, win it in regulation. Otherwise, who knows? What's that dude's name? Potluck or Pot Roast? Says he thinks we thought we were the better team. It's sad because we thought we were the better team. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? How you figure you was the better team when you let the Seahawks go up 17-3 on you? What kind of sense does that make? How you think you was the better team when it was your defense who lost the game? You, Pot Roast, you lost the game. You did. How you think you're the better team? This whole thing is ridiculous, and I can even understand Peyton Manning having a biased opinion on the issue, but all these experts, so-called experts that are signing on for it as well, it's crazy. You got these Denver columnists writing all this shit. It's absolutely that's the tragic part. It ain't tragic how the game happened. The tragic part is everybody signing on for it. Total bullshit. Total bullshit. Peyton Manning knows in his heart of hearts, I guarantee you that if he would have won that coin toss, went down the field and scored, he would have been taking all the praise. Peyton Manning, oh my God, he's the best quarterback ever. Came back from a 17-3 deficit, came back and beat the Seahawks in CenturyLink where nobody can do that. Came back from 17-3 down, beat him in overtime. Peyton Manning, Peyton Manning, Peyton Manning. Was Peyton going to go out and boycott the win because Seattle didn't get a chance? Was Peyton going to write a letter to the commissioner saying, hey, I don't think it's fair that Russell Wilson didn't get a chance to match my score? Fuck no. Outrageous. It's all bullshit. Stephen A. Smith, man, you fucking disappoint me. And everybody else, man, get a life. Fuck the 49ers. Go Hawks.